Oh! We got lucky. We almost lost it.
We might still lose it. Even if we lose it, it's okay. This action cam is no longer that useful to us.
Oh.
So I thought try some experimental.
Okay. There is this funny jerk that you feel in its legs.
Yeah.
Why is that not cushiony, pillowy? Why is it that I feel a small little... You don't feel this kind of thing in E-Class and above.
Yeah. And you don't feel this kind of thing in Zeekr 009?
Yeah.
With the air suspension?
You don't feel it, man.
Yeah.
Even in Audi, you don't feel it.
It doesn't isolate the bumps as well as some of the competitors.
Yeah. I mean,
The whole point of air suspension is that it
Yeah.
removes you from the road.
Correct.
But here, it's not at that S-Class level.
No, it's not. I don't expect S lah.
Yeah.
I expect E lah. Right now.
Yeah.
X5. Okay, X5 is horrible. But in terms of its ride quality lah.
Yeah.
But GLE lor, I expect right now. It could be a combination of a few things. It could be the air suspension. It could also be the rims.
I think the car is too heavy.
The car is too heavy.
Yeah. I mean, that might not be it because the Zeekr 009 is also like 3 tons. But that thing is a pillow.
Yeah.
You know?
That thing was a pillow. It's like, whoa. You feel the magic carpet, right?
Yeah.
And Mercedes is famous for its magic carpet ride, isn't it, in the S-Class? And here, you're telling me this is air suspension.
Yeah.
Fine. But why do I feel kickbacks in the...
Yeah.
You know?
It feels like
There is a bit extra
Yeah.
shake,
I get
a
what you
bit
mean.
extra resonance in the ride quality.
Almost like it's not air suspension.
Yeah. Almost like a very soft sprung suspension.
And it's not like you can go in and control the damper setting also.
Yeah. Why like that one?
Don't know, right?
I mean, it's okay. It's very comfortable, I have to say.
I would say it's actually slightly better than E-Class level.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Because the last 2 generations of E, in fact, I would say the last 3 generations
Bottoming
of
out.
bad suspension.
Bad suspension.
Nothing Mercedes about the suspension
Okay.
at all. Whereas this one, this is what I would expect from an E-Class suspension.
Right.
3-4 generations ago, this was the expectation for E-Class.
Right.
Nowadays, it's no longer there.
Yeah.
So, like, if I'm bringing around my parents or what, this is good enough. You know?
I mean, it's very comfortable.
Yeah.
It's just that there is this feedback that I find very odd. It's not necessary. Look, the car is fast, man.
Yeah.
But there's a delay. Why does it pull one side?
Too much torque. Actually,
Right,
that
yeah.
is the reason. Too much torque. This
torque.
is an all-wheel drive vehicle, but the
Yeah.
petrol sends all its power to the front wheels.
Alright.
400 Newton meters to the front.
I think we've said this before about Volvo. I think we're saying the same thing.
Yeah, it's a sledgehammer.
Most Volvo has too much power that you don't know how to use,
Yeah.
and can't put it down to the road, isn't it? It has
A
always-
BMW with 300 Newton meters of torque would be more fun to drive than this. With
Not just
400.
that. A BMW with 25% less power will be faster than this car.
It's not like the AMG thing where it's crazy and fun.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
It's just what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
Bro, what the hell, bro? Chill, bro.
Unfortunately, because the numbers on this thing is crazy. Man. Combined horsepower and torque, it's 462 horsepower.
Yeah.
709 Newton meters.
No surprise there.
It's not AMG crazy, you know. And it's not clinical like Audi.
No.
Because it has some tuning,
Yeah.
lack of finesse.
Right.
You know? So Volvo is its own thing.
But at least it's consistent. It has always been like this.
Yeah.
No, I forgot how 90s Volvo drive and early 2000 I haven't driven that many. But since we review cars in the past 10 years,
It's always there.
Oh yeah, it's always like that.
On paper, it's always the best.
The S60 is like this.
Yeah.
The XC60 is like
It's like
this.
this, yeah. Even the previous gen one, like, it's
Right.
like, wow, you got so much power, but then like, I don't really want to drive you
Yeah.
fast, you know?
But that being said, I mean, it's a very competent, very comfortable car. It's very easy to drive. There's no funny characteristics. There's no learning curve.
Yeah.
Just don't be too hard on your feet. That's all.
And you know what? I think for this class of car, you don't need to be too sporty. Like, I remember your brother-in-law's X5.
X5, yeah.
Yeah. How that car was just
Yeah,
unfit for purpose.
I
That much of a
I said
sports car.
X5 is the wrong BMW to buy.
Yeah.
If you're gonna buy a BMW 5 Series,
Correct.
3 Series, even the X3 is not that bad.
Yeah.
The X5 is just horrible, wasn't it?
So the reverse is true. If you're going to buy a 7-seater Luxo badge,
Right.
don't buy a BMW.
No.
Mercedes, I think
Okay
the
lah,
latest jelly is okay.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately XC90 is the right way to do it.
Okay.
Because it's not fun to drive fast.
But we are compromising now, you know. We're selecting things that are.
We're working backwards to get
Yeah,
to this
we
car.
are looking for things that we complain least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I can't help but feeling that, hey, don't we have Sea Lion that behaves like this? You know, it has that weight problem that I feel in a Sea Lion. But then I realize the Sea Lion is smoother than this. You know? A Sea Lion handles just as bad as this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The suspension thing, I just picked it up what you meant.
Yeah.
You can actually feel the tires go up and down
Yeah.
over potholes and stuff.
Yeah, you feel it, right?
Yeah.
It's not uncomfortable, you know.
Yeah.
But
It's just like, why can I feel it?
why is it there? Bro, this is not S-Class level lah. I mean, in the past E-Class also not like that. Well, I mean, I like it. It's nice. It's a nice car to have, to drive around every day. It will pamper you lah. It's just that from a very technical point of view, because we review cars, why am I feeling this? That it doesn't disturb me, but it shouldn't be there.
The other thing that kind of bugs me about Volvos, especially the XC90 and XC60, actually a lot of them, to be honest, I can see myself getting bored of the car very quickly. Because if a car is just good at a lot of things but not great at anything,
no
after
character.
a while I'm just like, why am I driving this thing?
Yeah.
And why did I pay so much for it?
Yeah.
That's
You're
what
right.
would be going through my mind, you know. Because if it's all that and it's also reliable and cheap to run, then fine. That's why the Vios sells and that's why people keep buying those kind of cars.
That's why the Alphard sells.
Yeah. But it's not that also.
It's not cheap. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? No? If it's cheap, I don't mind. It's okay. I don't love you. You're characterless, but you work.
Yeah.
But this is not going to work so well after 5 years.
Correct.
We all know that it's a complicated car.
So the only thing that this car has running for it, I think, and the only thing that Volvo has running for it is Aura.
Which is problem because it's unquantifiable.
Yeah, exactly. And now that this car is what, 10 plus years old, and
You have no aura.
and the facelift has taken away some of that statesman-like
Yeah.
quality. The
You have
Aura
no aura.
is gone, man.
Yeah.
So then why would you be seen driving this car?
That is why you don't see the facelift of the XC90 so much.
Yeah.
When it first came out, this was, well, people live with its limitation,
Yeah.
but the reality is as roughly as good as it's going to be. It's not sporty, sure, but it's powerful, it's classy. Today, this is not classy.
Yeah.
You
And
take
today-
any Chinese EV, it's classier.
More high-tech,
Yeah.
more tech-focused.
Right, and it looks like a plastic surgery. At least, you know, you look at the Sea Lion, it's
Cohesive.
It's
Yeah.
cohesive, you know. You look at what is coming, you look at the 7X.
Yeah.
Cohesive, there's a story there.
I mean, I don't want to compare to too many Chinese cars
Yeah.
because Chinese cars will just basically beat anything.
We'll bulldoze this thing.
Yeah, but if you just even look at BMW,
Okay,
look at the iX. Even though it's so ugly and so weird looking,
there is a story.
there's a story.
Yeah.
That Aura is there. And even now it's like 3 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, I would still see the point of that car.
The iX.
Yeah. The same price as this. But we already have more high-tech, more Aura-focused SUVs that can serve that Luxo badge role.
I tell you who is this car for. That guy
Who didn't get the memo.
who didn't get the memo. Actually, a lot of them. Either they choose not to get the memo, or they completely didn't get the memo because they didn't
not
observe
focusing,
the trend as well. You feel that a bit here lah. It's a bit old school lah. They did so well, you know. Wow, smooth.
Yeah. It's a car that disappears. An expensive car like this cannot disappear.
Cannot disappear. Oh, you pay 500,000. You want to look at it at night. You want to come out, have a smoke, look at it.
Yeah.
And, you want to think about it.
You want to get it and drive it.
Yeah.
But I don't particularly feel like I want to drive this car.
Yeah. It's fast.
Yeah, it's fast.
When it changes gear, go. Boom, boom.
It's weird because like I said, the front is completely petrol.
Yeah.
The back is completely electric.
Oh.
So I think that the weird shifting, they have to account for the top dip in the electric.
It was a
motor, so-
synchronization problem. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah. So the funny thing is they actually have this in mild hybrid form. Wow, look at the way the
It's a barge. It's a barge.
I was like, oh, we're gonna actually die today.
You thought so?
When you went like that. So yeah, I tell you, this car is not made for turning one.
It can't
to
turn.
this day, cannot turn.
Volvo can't turn. Full stop.
Yeah. There's actually a mild hybrid version of this.
Yeah.
The B5 version.
Yeah.
Not that much cheaper. Something like 30k cheaper.
No point.
No point. So the battery in there, you don't have to charge it. That is the one with real all-wheel drive. So in that one, the all-wheel drive is mechanical.
Okay.
So the 8-speed actually like sends the power to the back. So I think maybe the tuning in that would be more natural when you're going faster.
I see.
But again, this is not a car you want to go faster.
But based on my experience with Volvo, it tells me one thing, like these cars can't turn.
Yeah. Every time you go for a turn, I have to hold this.
You feel the momentum.
Yeah.
You have to prepare for.
That's why the spec was called Momentum.
Okay, so what's your
Performance score.
performance score? Right there.
This is one of those cars where I think theoretically it would be very fit for purpose.
Yeah.
You want a Luxo barge to be
Comfortable, big,
doesn't encourage you to speed. Like the X5, it doesn't feel right unless you're going fast. And if you go fast, it doesn't feel right. So,
it doesn't feel right. It's a wrong BMW.
Yeah. So technically speaking, I think they did a good job in the way they tuned this car. Like the check boxes and all that are all good. It's just that I think in a car of this class also, I kind of want something more. You know,
when you ask this much.
When you ask this much. And I think 10 years ago, the Aura was enough to carry it. You know, you just like, oh yeah, this feels like nothing else on the road. But then when you go on Facebook Marketplace and you type in XC90
and then it becomes 65,000.
65 to 85,000, I'm like, well,
what Aura?
Where's your Aura now? You know? And I feel like some of the interior changes, I mean, this is design, but it influences performance as well.
Right.
It just doesn't have that feel of like, you know, I'm an untouchable Bentley that you can afford kind of thing. It's starting to feel like an aged Volvo, like a first gen XC90. It's not there yet, but you can start to see like, man, the shine is really going.
It's gone. And that's what happens to Volvo. Mercedes, when they're old, if they're kept well, kept that aura, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially the S-Class, right?
A pristine S-Class with no yellowing headlights.
It
still turns your head and you damn.
And then a sunken S-Class still give you the rapper feel.
Whereas old
Volvo just feels a bit sad.
Yeah,
feels a bit sad. Well, unfortunately, but what is your performance score?
Performance score.
Yeah.
Technically very good. Subjectively not that impressive.
Okay.
I think technically having the range this high on a plug-in hybrid is better than what some of the other Germans are doing. But what's the score? 3.6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna be more harsh.
No, I just have one question for Volvo. Why after all this year you cannot turn one? I want to judge you as you cannot turn now, but you've been consistently cannot turn like this. You know?
The GLE can turn.
The GLE can turn. X5 confirm can. It's just that the weight, you have to manage the momentum and all these things. But why you cannot turn on? Even your S90 also cannot turn. Oh, S90 cannot turn. Yeah.
Even in T6 spec.
Yeah. Why like that one? That being said aside, I think it does its job well. It's a comfortable car.
And some of the mistakes, like the diving under heavy braking, is more controlled now.
No, okay.
So like
the front brake.
So the mistakes are not really there. It's just that
the character is still like that.
It's not up there.
But like I said just now, there are perceptible technological or technical deficiency in relation to the dampening of the car. Why, for a car of this size and this weight and this price, you expect certain level of ride quality? While the ride quality is very good, there is a lot of unnecessary resonance when it comes to the dampening. Why like that? That's my question. So aside from why you can't turn, why do I feel certain resonance like as if you are driving a commercial vehicle, a heavy commercial vehicle with commercial level dampening? I'm not saying it's that bad, no. I'm not even saying it's 10% that bad, no. But it has that tail end thing. It's not a deal breaker, but it should not be there. That's all I'm thinking. So for me, the performance is a 3.
3.
It's a 3. It's okay. It's good in what it does, but there are things that shouldn't be there.
Okay, Value.
Value. Okay, let's play guess the price. How much is this? 450,000.
It's around there.
Oh How much is Cayenne second hand?
This is 435.
435.
It's still slightly cheaper than some of its rivals. Cheaper than X5. Cheaper than a GLE.
But X5 is 2 models new.
Yeah. 1 generation new.
Oh, okay, 1 generation new.
I think possibly facelift coming out, so it's almost going to be.
Yeah. And GLE?
GLE is 1 generation and 1 facelift new.
Wow.
GLE got its game together. I think.
Eventually, when it first came out, I was like, 600,000 was it?
It's touching there because it was CPU from the US.
Okay. Gila at first, right? But now I start seeing them on the road.
Yeah. Now it makes sense. Like before this car was like, oh, makes perfect sense, you know? Now the GLE makes perfect sense if you're shopping in this segment. But yeah, now this car, I don't know, man. 435,000. I feel it's a missed pricing. I feel like if you've been selling a car for 11 years, you
should be able to keep your costs down.
Yeah, and you should really try to whack your rivals.
Yeah.
Like say, hey dude, I'm giving you 90%.
Let's say 380, 370, you know?
And you know they can do it because in the end when they throw price, that's what it becomes.
Because why do you think you're competitive? Except the fact that you're a very old product, you know? You are not dynamically anywhere near these things, but if you can give people 100,000 ringgit cheaper,
dude,
you win lah. And you shouldn't quantify a lot of these costs. The chassis development costs, all these things.
All amortized already.
Yeah, it's all done already. You know, quantify your costs based on metal costs and whatever you literally have to pay.
Yeah. I remember when the 2015 XC90 came out, right? When that 2015 XC90 came out, the big thing was that they undercut all the rivals because everyone expected the X5 to be a $600,000 car. And I think they were almost going to do that until last minute they got some incentive. So the X5 nearly, if not for the competition, would have been a much more expensive product.
Right.
But for a few moments there, for a few months, the XC90 was incredible value when it came out for 450,000.
Right.
7-seater premium, looks like Bentley.
Right.
Volvo has the cost advantage.
Right.
But now you're telling me 10 years later, after you amortize the cost of the entire car,
you're still selling
selling
430.
You are supposed to be the brand with the cost advantage.
Yeah.
And you're not really showing that at all.
Yeah. And your product is already behind people by 1 generation at the very least.
That we kind of expect from Volvo because they stretch out 10 years, one model. But you got to at least show.
But this is at the tail end also.
This is your tail end product.
Yeah.
You got to make it, not to say cheap, but
you got to go one hurrah, one last hurrah.
Correct. And make people who are going into a showroom to see a GLE think twice.
Make people who want to buy X60 buy X90.
Exactly.
That was the point.
Yeah. You go into the showroom for XC60 and then you're like, that is only like 20,000 more.
Yeah. That's the whole point, isn't it? But you're not doing that. You're still selling as if you were selling this car in the first 2 years of its lifespan.
Yeah. That's the part of the value I just cannot get. And it's not like you're doing this to preserve the value of your used products because your used products have tanked already.
Has always have no value. Correct. The only one with value is the wagons.
And
for no reason.
The odd coupe which is from like many years ago.
Yeah, I mean it has value. It has no market.
Yeah.
Nobody buys. You can call whatever you want. Nobody's gonna buy.
A car with value but no market.
Yeah, that's the reality of a lot of cars now. Got value one, but no market.
That's like Pedana. A lot of the times, car manufacturers will set an artificially high price to protect the resale value for their customers.
Volvo has never had.
Volvo, I mean, even if that is their narrative now for this product, I mean, anyone can go on Marketplace and see this car being listed for like that much.
65,000.
Yeah, 65 to 85,000. It's like, who are you protecting? The guy who just bought last year's model. Yeah, they should really think about aggressively discounting this.
Because I mean, a clientele that is ready to pay 400,000 ringgit has a lot of choices that are newer.
Yeah.
So you have to start going after that person who's overreaching, who doesn't have the budget for 450,000.
To stretch and get this.
To stretch a bit and get this. And then
you think about it, the client who would go for 400,000, who wants that aura and the space, ZK009.
Yeah.
Has the aura, has the space, has the tech.
Yeah.
It's just like such a massively better product, and they are discounting that. You can get a basic model for like 320 now.
Yeah. Exactly.
So you're right, this has to be for someone shopping for X3 who was like, oh, I got $350,000 to spare.
Yeah.
Oh, look, XC90 is the same price.
Yeah. Hey, not far more.
Yeah.
Give me a bit of discount, give me a bit of gifts, sweeten the deal. Bam!
Yeah.
I drive home a car.
Kill off the E-Class market.
Yes.
Kill off the 5 Series market.
Correct.
Kill off all these.
Aren't they dead already?
I mean, kill. Now they're still crawling on the floor, wounded. You go there, you step on their neck. That's what killing
End them,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, end them. Because, I mean, to me, the E-Class market is really dead.
Is that
There are uncles out there waiting for a proper E-Class replacement. Give them this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah,
The market is experiencing unprecedented change.
yeah.
We that's been looking at cars for so many years, so we don't know what will happen tomorrow. It's just every day news. Like what the hell? What the hell?
It's easier to just back off and not give a comment in case you are completely wrong.
Because all of us will be wrong, right?
Yeah. So value score, what do you give this?
3.
3. I'll give it a less.
I know today you're bashing
Today I
Volvo.
bashed the Volvo. I mean, like I've driven this car so many times. I've taken in 2016 before Autophiles even started. I took one. I took when they had the B5, the first B5. I took when
What is a B5?
B5 is the hybrid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I took even a non-hybrid T5. They had a T5 basic model, the one that looks like a taxi.
Right.
So I've taken so many versions of this car, and I expect after 10 years that this big facelift would really be something that you can feel a difference. I really don't feel it. I felt the difference in the ultimate version, which came
Before
1
this,
gen ago.
yeah.
But this gen, I don't see the big difference. Yeah, so I guess
That's it.
that's it.
Autophiles.
Showing you what the XC90 ultimately ended up being.
It's like the Lost series. I don't know.
Yeah. First 3 seasons,
Yeah.
solid.
It's like after that they don't know what to do with the
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
It feels a bit like that.
Yeah. So the good thing about the XC90 was we were trying to figure out where Volvo was going under Geely,
Right.
and it seemed exciting. We were all trying to get behind Volvo, and then it turns out that the overall narrative was quite shit.
Yeah. It was never there.
It was like a series called Lost.
Yeah. All right. Autophiles signing out.